Welcome back to the Sahyadri webinar series, a visual journey through 200 forts traversed over 2 months in 2019, split over 15 beautiful traverses. This is the second part, Lonavala to Naneghat, second part of this traverse. The format, as you can see, has been optimized now for mobile viewing, as most of the viewers use mobile. Webinar series are available, complete videos on YouTube, ultrajourneys.org, first 10-minute previews on Insta TV and Facebook. Voila, today we'll talk about this traverse here. Previously we left off at Darya Ghat. From Darya Ghat we'll climb up another pinnacle, Durga Ghat, near Machindra Ghat. After this one we'll climb up back to the Deccan ridge near the village of Aghupe. And from there basically follow the ridge with stunning views on the Konkan plains below as we pass through two remote forts of Durga and Dhakoba. From there we pass through Darya Ghat, get down on the right side, climb over a small saddle towards Naneghat, a major ancient trade route between the Konkan plains and the Deccan ridge. There we finally end at the fort of Jivdan. Okay, a little history on Durga Ghat. There is not much known on this fort. The region of Durga Ghat and Machindra Ghat has a dense forest cover, as we'll see in the pics. The fort is named after Saint Goraknath, who is said to have performed penance here. No major battle is recorded to have taken place in history in this place. The rock cut caves and water cisterns here indicate that it was used to look over the nearby region as a stopover between Naneghat to Junar. Here you can see as we climb up towards Durga Ghat, we go through some nice dense forest sections below. Towards the pinnacle we finally climb up on a very steep rock cut steps, which is a little bit tricky if it rains, and finally enter through a small rock cut corridor up there. Here we have a small video walkthrough on top of the pinnacle.
Machindra Ghat. Durga Ghat Fort top, just by sunset. Stunning views from this pinnacle. The sun is setting in the west there. We climbed Darya Ghat earlier today over there, which is half connected to the whole Sahyadris here. Amazing views. On top there is a Tule which connects to Bhimashankar, and here on the side of the pinnacle we can see the remaining ghats spreading out to the east as far as the eye can see. We can also see Machindra Ghat, another pinnacle, technical one over there.
Here you can see then the entry gates on top of the rock cut steps through which you have to enter, so making it quite difficult for any enemies to enter this fort. As I was climbing up somewhere at the end of October, there was like a small viper here on one of the steps, which was invisible as you climb up, so you definitely have quite a bit of reptiles in these forests. Here you can see the caves cut midway the pinnacle where people used to stay during those times. Big water tanks also, so a good amount of water reserves to stay there for a long time. Final section towards the top of the pinnacle is quite steep. There's a steep rock cut steps at the end of at the back of the pinnacle. You can see the forest cover steep down below there. And voila, from the top of Durga Ghat, again you get beautiful views on the Deccan ridge from where we came in the previous part shown yesterday. In the back there in the center you can see Darya Ghat, which we climbed previously. Here's finally a beautiful sunset pic as I was reaching the top of the Durga Ghat pinnacle. And then descending again, you can see how steep it is, and in the back you see the twin pinnacle of Machindra Ghat, which can only be ascended with technical mountaineering gears. Another beautiful pic here of Machindra Ghat, very steep, not possible to climb without technical gears. Voila, after this we actually proceed back towards the Deccan Plateau, to the base, proceeding through a lot of farmlands. A lot of farming is done at the base of the Deccan mountains, I guess, as there is a good water flow coming down from the Deccan Ridge above. Here you can see end of October, monsoon was 1 month late and a lot of water coming down from the Deccan. Finally we start going up along what appears to be a pretty ancient pathway, like proper steps made out of rocks. But of course over 400 years of heavy monsoon in this place. This is where the monsoon directly hits the mountains and heavy rainflow here at the base. Of course many of these steps have been washed away. Let's take an...
We are close to the top now of Hupe. The path is following a small gully through which the water is flowing. Heavy rains yesterday evening. Getting good views on the...
Voila. So these are the kind of gullies through which there are many paths going between the Konkan Plains and the Deccan Plateau. Probably more than hundreds already shortlisted for my next post-monsoon mission this year. Voila, and then once we get on top of the Deccan Ridge again, a good 300-400 meter climb, we can see there beautiful views on the two pinnacles, the twin pinnacles of Durga Ghat and Mashindra Ghat. Here we have another stunning view of those near vertical drops from the Deccan above into the valley below, right? Some people say 14 different layers corresponding to 14 volcanic eruptions over time.
We are running now from Hupe village to Durga Fort along the ridges of the Deccan Plateau. Everywhere the hills are dropping down steeply into the Konkan Plains. Ancient piles of magma, I guess, lava formed through volcanic activity. And views are stunning on the plains below. Amazing place. Several ways, several gullies, including this one. There is a path that climbs up to the plateau.
Voila. So as we then come onto the Deccan Ridge, also there we find remote farming settlements, small villages like Ahupe at the end of a long remote road where you still have a bus connectivity. But these places are like so disconnected from the main cities and the main plains that life has stood still over here. You can still find ancient stones pointing to the history of these places, rock cut stones representing certain scenes from the olden days. Here for a while you'll have to then proceed along a road, so you can actually catch a ride for somebody before again you enter in a beautiful off-road trail section following an old jeep track that gets you back to the most remote areas along this Deccan Ridge. At a certain moment on the way to Durga Fort, you actually walk in heaven, you can say, as the Konkan Plains are completely filled up with clouds, and you actually walk above the clouds here along the Deccan Ridge, which steeply drops down on the left side.
We're now running on the edge of the Deccan Plateau from Gully to Durga Fort. Stunning views. Amazing place here. You can see the Konkan Plains there indulged in a cloud cover. And we're just running above the clouds here towards Durga Fort up there. On the other side, lush green farmlands everywhere, and small hamlets of farmers. And behind there, Ahule and Durga Fort, from where we climbed up to the Deccan plateau. Here it's a steep drop down. Amazing.
Okay, then proceeding further, we get sometimes stunning views on those steep verticals dropping down to the Konkan plains below. The next fort in our 200 fort lineup is Durga. So in the mountain ranges of Naneghat and Jivdan lies the forts of Durga and Dhakoba. To the south of Naneghat and Jivdan is Dhakoba, while Durg stands behind it. Both these forts are situated in a very deserted area. There are very few villages, and there is the socio-economic condition here is pretty bad. People strive hard to meet just the basic needs. The primary subsistence occupation here is farming. Voila, Durga Fort is actually just a small hill with like big boulders on top, but not much of remains can be seen over there. Further away you can see again that beautiful Deccan ridge with the clouds on the right side and some small farming settlements in between. At the base of Durga Fort is the Durga Temple, which seems to be popular. This place is accessible by road, and you can see quite a few devotees coming to the temple. Further from Durga Fort, then again, we proceed a little bit inland through no man's land to Dhakoba Fort, which is built on a bigger hill, and then finally get down on a place called Darya Ghat, from where you can get in the Konkan plains on the left that will be descending in the valley on the right side, from where again we climb over a small saddle that you see midway there to Naneghat, where we finish at Jivdan Fort. So here you can see the remoteness of these places, so inaccessible from the plains, and also pretty much not connected much on the Deccan side. So beautiful, you can still find a lot of animals here and a lot of peacefulness as you traverse these places. You come across a lot of streams, obviously after the monsoon streams that originate at the Deccan Ridge, which is at a higher level, and from there it flows down to the east to quickly make deep cut valleys in the landscape. Dhakoba Fort, then to the south of Jivdan and Naneghat, there is a mountain range which is abundant with tall hills, extreme vertical rock patches and dense forests. Some of the most prominent forts and pinnacles falling in this range are Kalsubai, Kulant, Ratanghat, Ajoba, Harishchandraghat, Jivdan, Durga and Siddhaghat, Nanacha, Anghta or Nanatump. Many ghats or passes like Naneghat, Darya Ghat, Sakurdi Ghat, Agupi Ghat, Sadadi Ghat, Malshesh Ghat fall in this selection. Fort Dhakoba is located in one of these hills, and the other fort falling in this range is Durga. The region is highly secluded and devoid of many basic facilities. Voila, here you can see then as we climb up on the hill where Dhakoba Fort is located, you can see kind of an over traverse with a cave, natural cave. And here then again the fort itself is located on the Deccan Ridge, for where again you would drop steeply down on the west.
We just reached the top of Dhakoba Fort, fort number 4 out of my 200 target. Beautiful views down below there on Naneghat, where we'll hopefully reach today evening. On the way we have one more fort ahead of us. For Darya, I think, fort. As usual, Dhakoba is also a plain hill with no visible remains of any fort, but might have definitely been a strategic place for military purpose. It was a beautiful run up here through along the cloud-covered ridge of the Deccan Plateau here.
Voila, finally we come then at Darya Ghat, where it's a steep descent into a valley. Many of the valleys on the right side on the Deccan Plateau are again separated one after the other by internal ridges and hills. Here you can see the base. We came down, I think, around 200-300 meters from up there, the Deccan ridge up there, cut again deeply by one stream flowing from up there. Here again we come into villages. This place is more connected from the Juna side. And then finally proceed on the top left up through another gully, pretty much a clear trail from this side. But from the other side, basically you get into pretty much wilderness, dense jungle. The original trail which I was following is pretty much eaten up by the jungle, and it's quite an experience to get through this place, especially after the monsoon. Voila, finally we come at Naneghat and Durga Fort. The terrain in Maharashtra is highly uneven and is primarily divided as Konkan Plains and Eastern Plateau. These are connected by ghats. 60 such ghats exist in the Sahyadri, and they have played a major role as commercial routes. Huge forts guarded each of them. The whole range has been guarding the ancient commercial route of Naneghat for thousands of years, including the forts of Jivdan, Hatsar, Mashishghat, Chavant. Jivdan lies at the mouth of Naneghat and is quite tougher one. Moreover, it's famous for the pinnacle Vandarlingi. Voila, here you can see Jivdan Fort then with that pinnacle on the right side, again overlooking the steep drop towards the plains. And in the back here of the photo, back of the photographer, we have Naneghat. Here you can see then a beautiful view on the plains below Naneghat. And here the rock cut steps leading up to Jivdan Fort.
Excellent views from the top of Naneghat. The entire plains are covered in a cloud layers. You're actually standing right off over the clouds. All the way you can see Darya Ghat and Machi where we pass through. Mesmerizing views. Is Jivdan Fort, rising up steeply.
Voila. So that's it. Thank you for watching the Sahyadri's webinars. Tomorrow we'll be starting a second traverse going from Harishandraghat to Bandardara. Please tune in every day at YouTube or ultrajourneys.org. See you guys tomorrow.